Porsha Williams has always been the kind of woman who draws attention the moment she enters a room. She doesn't just walk in, she takes over. From her sharp looks to her bold personality, she's been the center of headlines for years. But this time, the spotlight on Porsha is not about her style or her television stunts. It's about something darker. Something more personal. A betrayal so sharp that it cut right through the glamorous image she's worked so hard to build. Because out of nowhere, her ex, Simone, came forward with claims that shook the very foundation of Porsha's reputation. He didn't just throw shade or drop a vague comment. He exposed what he called the dirty lies Porsha had been hiding all along. And the internet didn't waste a second. Screenshots, whispers, and rumors spread like wildfire. Suddenly, Porsha wasn't in control of her own story anymore. Fans who once cheered for her were left asking, what's real? What's fake? And who is Porsha Williams when the cameras stop rolling? But to truly understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to go back. You have to look at where Porsha came from, how she built her brand, and why Simone's accusations feel like the ultimate twist in a reality TV saga that no one saw coming. Porsha wasn't just another name on the cast list of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She came with a legacy. Her grandfather, Porsha Williams, was a civil rights icon. That family name carried weight, and from the start, people expected Porsha to live up to it. But Porsha wanted her own spotlight. She wasn't trying to live in anyone's shadow. She was going to create her own empire, loud, flashy, and unapologetic. From the beginning, fans saw her as unpredictable. She could be funny one second, fiery the next. She cried hard, laughed harder, and fought like her life depended on it during those reunion specials. That raw energy made her unforgettable. And as reality TV grew into a billion-dollar industry, Porsha learned quickly how to turn drama into opportunity. She wasn't just a TV star. She became a businesswoman, a brand ambassador, an influencer. She launched products, partnered with companies, and built an image of being a boss babe who could do it all: be a mom, a star, and an entrepreneur. On Instagram, she flaunted designer clothes, luxury vacations, and picture-perfect moments. To the world, it looked like Porsha had it all figured out. But behind the glitter, there were always whispers. Some questioned how she funded her lifestyle. Others wondered if her businesses were as successful as she claimed. Still, nothing concrete ever stuck. Porsha was too smart, too charismatic, and too good at flipping the script. She knew how to stay one step ahead until Simone. Now, here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Simone wasn't just some random ex who wanted attention. He had been close to Porsha. Too close. He claimed he had seen everything: the deals, the conversations, the behind-the-scenes reality that didn't match the glamorous posts online. And when their relationship ended, he decided he wasn't going to stay quiet. What nobody expected was just how detailed Simone's accusations would be. He didn't just throw around words like fake or phony. He brought what he called receipts, payment records, screenshots of messages, stories about investors who were promised things that never came true, deals that looked shiny on the outside but fell apart once you dug a little deeper. The internet exploded. Some fans defended Porsha immediately, saying Simone was bitter, jealous, and trying to ride her fame. But others paused. They looked at his claims, then at Porsha's past, and started connecting dots that no one wanted to admit were there. Suddenly, those glamorous Instagram posts started to look staged. That perfect boss lady image looked fragile. And the word liar was being thrown around in ways Porsha couldn't ignore. And this is where Porsha freaked out. Because for the first time in years, she wasn't in control of the narrative. Her ex had pulled back the curtain, and the world was seeing cracks in the empire she built. She clapped back on social media, dropping cryptic posts about knowing her truth and trusting God. She posted black and white selfies with captions about peace and patience. But instead of calming the storm, it only made things worse. Fans wanted answers. Real answers. Not vague promises or spiritual quotes. Meanwhile, Simone doubled down. He said he didn't do this for clout. He said people deserved to know who Porsha really was behind the cameras. His posts gained traction, and bloggers picked up the story. Suddenly, YouTube channels, gossip sites, and even mainstream media were covering the drama. The headlines painted a picture of a woman whose empire might be built on shaky ground. And that's the part that cut the deepest. Because Porsha's brand wasn't just about luxury and fame. It was about resilience. About being a woman who went through public heartbreaks, divorce, custody battles, and still came out shining. She was supposed to be proof that you could turn pain into power. That's why her fans loved her. That's why they followed her every move. But Simone's words turned that story upside down. If what he said was true, then the empire wasn't built on resilience. It was built on lies. Think about how heavy that must feel. To go from being the hero of your own story to suddenly being cast as the villain. To have someone who once shared your most private moments stand in front of the world and call you a liar. That's the kind of betrayal you can't just clap back at. That's the kind of wound that doesn't heal with a cute selfie and a Bible verse caption. For Porsha, this wasn't just gossip. It threatened everything: her businesses, her sponsorships, her reputation on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because in reality TV, image is currency. Once your brand gets linked to fraud, lies, or betrayal, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. The shine fades. The endorsements disappear. The producers stop protecting you. And that's exactly what started happening. Brands quietly pulled down her photos. Business partners distanced themselves. Even some of her castmates got shady, liking cryptic tweets about karma and betrayal. The silence from Bravo was loud. No statements, no support, just distance. Porsha's freakout wasn't just about Simone's words. It was about the domino effect. The way one accusation can unravel an entire image. The way one person's betrayal can turn a superstar into a scandal overnight. But here's the twist. As much as Simone exposed, and as messy as the fallout became, there are still two sides to this story. Some believe Simone. Some say he's telling the truth and shining a light on something Porsha worked hard to cover up. Others believe Porsha, insisting Simone is bitter, angry, and trying to cash in on her fame. And maybe that's the most dramatic part of it all: the uncertainty. The blurred lines between truth and lies. The way reality TV has trained us to question what's real and what's just another storyline. At the end of the day, Porsha Williams is left standing in the middle of the storm, fighting to protect her name, her brand, and her future. And the world is watching, waiting to see if she can survive this scandal or if Simone's words will be the beginning of her downfall. Because one thing is clear: once the label of liar sticks, it's almost impossible to wash it off.